We are pleased and honored to have with us today members of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 995 from Jackson, Tennessee. These gentlemen are from the Honor Guard services, and we're going to learn a little bit about what you guys do, and then we'll talk about who you are. And I think you have something special for our TV viewers this morning that you're going to do for us.
Right. We're going to do the 13 folds of the flag and the meaning of each fold of the flag, so people know what the flag is and the meaning of it.
Absolutely. I think everybody probably is familiar with that ceremony. They've seen it on television in high-profile funerals and that sort of thing. I was very fortunate when my dad passed away to have that done at his funeral. He was a veteran of World War II.
Right.
And it is a beautiful, meaningful thing.
Right. When the flag is folded and presented to the family, we do all of that at the funerals. Plus, we do the 21-gun salute that is hard to get done now unless you're a high-ranking officer,
right,
or have received a lot of decorations.
Is that because there are just not enough troops that do that, or is it
just not enough? They're just really got more to do than they can do on
right,
funerals, and that's why the Honor Guard was started, so we can help out there, and that's what we do. But we do that. But one of the big things that we do is go into the schools and churches and civic organizations and do the 13 folds of the flag, like we're going to do here in a little bit. And
right,
we feel like if we don't teach our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren about the flag and what it means, it's going to be lost.
I agree. Especially in these days and times, we seem to get farther and farther away from the traditions that made this country great, and honoring our men who have fought for us and died for us and sacrificed is something we just absolutely cannot lose.
We cannot lose. And when you do that program and you see those eyes open wide of those kids, I mean, it's really a good feeling for us, and we just enjoy doing that.
That's great. We appreciate it. We thank y'all for being here today. Tom Turner back in the background. Tom, good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about the other things that you guys do. I'm sure this is not all you do. You're keeping the memories alive for folks that y'all are all Vietnam veterans.
That's correct. All of us.
My era also.
Right. We're all Vietnam veterans. We participate in almost any patriotic event that comes up on the calendar. We try to get exposure and, like Benny said, educate the public, because we're so concerned about the flag. You see on the news, people disrespecting the flag, and that hurts us veterans a lot, and we want to get people to stop doing that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Benny was kind enough to give me a little American flag pin. You can't see it on camera because I've got my back turned, but I told him, I said, the last one I had went to the cleaners accidentally and never came home, so now I've got a new one. It'll go on my sport coat when I get home
Yeah,
today.
Now you can run for president. They all have to wear those things.
Not. I have seen too much. It's like making sausage. I don't want to go through that process.
I hear you. But I have the honor of being the co-captain of this Honor Guard group. They're a great bunch of guys. They give everything that they have to each program. Our deal is to show the utmost respect for the veteran and the family of the veterans at their funerals.
Right.
Like Benny said, I think it's because of budget restraints. They knocked it down to 2 people to come, and they go from one funeral to another, so they get a little bit hurried, and they're not able to devote the time that they do to the funeral. And we make sure that we take our time and do what's necessary.
Well, it's unfortunate, but we're in that age group and that era. The World War II veterans are we're losing them rapidly, and our guys, our 60s and 70s, and the folks in our age group are I hate to say it this way, but we're next.
We're one of the few organizations that knows that someday we won't be here anymore.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. When the last guy turns the lights out, the VVA is over.
Right. Absolutely. Do y'all meet on a regular basis here? How many members?
Yes, we do. We have roughly 140 guys in our chapter.
Wow.
We're looking to add more. There are you'd be surprised how many Vietnam veterans there are in Madison County. Our veterans tend to be a little bit bashful and not want to participate in these things.
Right.
And that's a long story. But we try to encourage them to come and join our group, because once you join our group, it's kind of like a miracle happens. They open up and you get to discuss things with other veterans that totally understand your feelings, and it's a
Right.
wonderful experience.
Well, only someone who's been through it can really understand it.
Exactly.
We can see it, and we can. Unfortunately, I did not serve for medical reasons, but I know a lot of guys in my high school class and my college, that did serve, and some of them came through it well, and some of them are still feeling the effects of it 50 years later.
Well, to be honest with you, we all do.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion, we all suffer from that time. What we suffer the most from is when we came home, actually.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I remember that well.
Right.
Much too well.
We tended to take our uniform off and go hide someplace.
Right.
And for 40 years we did that, and we didn't associate with anybody.
Right.
The VVA came along, and it's just the most wonderful thing that's happened to us. Is we've opened up, we get to express ourselves, and it really helps us a lot psychologically.
Okay. We want to introduce all the guys that are here, but I think we're going to do that after the flag folding
Yeah,
ceremony.
we'll let
Is
you
that right?
introduce guys. We have a short
Okay.
bio on each guy, and
Okay.
we'll do that.
You want to do that now, or you want to go ahead and do the ceremony first?
Let's do the ceremony first.
Okay. All right. I'll open the stage to you. Y'all.
All right.
Paul, are you ready to do this? You got all the cameras headed where you want them? I think he does. Yeah. We're
All
good to
right.
go. Okay.
If you
We're good to
guys
go,
would
gentlemen.
do the 13 folds, bring it on.
For those of you listening on WDXI and 103.7, unfortunately, you're not able to see this, but you are if you're watching TRT or E Plus TV6, TRTV, I almost said, on 206 and Channel 6 on the E Plus. The gentlemen are the honor guard are unfolding the flag as we speak. And Benny, I think you have some narration maybe that you need to do when you're
Yes.
ready.
Okay. The American flag. Did you know that at military funerals, the 21-gun salute stands for the sum of the numbers in the year 1776? Have you ever noticed how the Honor Guard pays meticulous attention to correctly folding the American flag 13 times? You probably thought it was to symbolize the original 13 colonies, but we learn something new every day. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veterans departing our ranks who gave a portion of their lives for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The fourth fold represents our weaker nature, for as American citizens trusting in God, it is to Him we turn in times of peace, as well as in time of war for His divine guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country, for in the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. The sixth fold is where our heart lies. It is with our heart that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all her enemies, whether they be found within or without the boundaries of our republic. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood and mothers, for it has been through their faith, their love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of men and women who have made this country great has been molded. The 10th fold is a tribute to the Father, for He too has given His sons and daughters for defense of our country since they were first born. The 11th fold represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in the Hebrews' eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The 12th fold represents an emblem of eternity and glorifies in the Christian's eyes God the Father, the Son, and Holy Spirit. The 13th fold, or when the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our nation's motto, "In God We Trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, who were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, preserving for us the rights, privileges, and freedoms we enjoy today. There are some traditions and ways of doing things that have deep meaning. In the future, you'll see flags folded, and now you will know.
Beautifully done, gentlemen. Thank you so much. I don't see how anyone that calls himself an American can have a dry eye when you're at a funeral or any kind of presentation, and that is done properly, and that was obviously done properly the way it should be done, and what a wonderful thing. Thank you so much for bringing that to us today.
Okay, if you don't mind, we have a short bio of each guy that participated.
Absolutely.
If we could do that.
Okay, let's start with you. Well,
All right.
Okay, since you're at the top of the list, we'll start with you. How fitting that might be. Tom Turner served in the United States Army from 1963 to 68 and served in Vietnam in 1967 with the 96 CS detachment. And that is CS is
CS, combat support.
combat support. Okay, very good. Wayne Hodge. Wayne, there he is. Served in the United States Marines from 65 to 71. Served in Vietnam in 1967 and 68 with the 1st Marine Division. Thank you, Wayne. Danny Jackson. Danny back here with us. Served in the United States Air Force from 1966 to 1970 and served in Vietnam from 67 to 68 with the 377th Combat Support Group. Danny Jackson. Thank you, Danny. Gary Buck. Served in the United States Army from 69 to 70 and in Vietnam from 69 to 70 with the 20th Engineer Brigade. Thank you, Gary. Carl Johnston. Served in the United States Army from 68 to 72 and in Vietnam from 69 to 70 with the 9th Infantry Division and the 1st Infantry Division. Thank you, Carl. Richard Doyle. Richard on the end over here, served in the United States Navy from 68 to 72, 3 deployments to Vietnam with the 7th Fleet aboard the USS, is that Miss Pillion? Miss Pillion. Thank you, Richard. Richard Hallenbach is not with us.
Unfortunately, Richard couldn't make it today.
Okay. And then my cohort over here, Benny Denton. Benny served in the United States of America United States Army from 66 to 68 and served in Vietnam from 1968 with the 43rd Signal Battalion. Benny Denton. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here and sharing this amazing ceremony with us this morning. But more than that, thank you for your service to this country.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right. We will, you guys are welcome to come back anytime.
All right.
It's a small stage, but you dressed it nicely.
Well, thank you. It worked out good.
It did. Thank you, Benny. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate the effort. We continue on Blue Suede Forever, 7:23 in the morning on the 22nd day of November. A little gloomy on the outside, 48 degrees, but we're going to make it through it.